Good afternoon, everyone. Today, we're going to be presenting to you the presentation that we have been working on for the past time that we were given. And our topic is poor academic performance related to alcohol and drug use in adolescents. So what exactly is what we're going to be covering? Well, what we wanted to do is look at what it is that consuming drugs and alcohol causes to adolescents. And what we found was that it causes the disturbance in not only academic performance, but also overall health. That goes for brain development, the interruption of being motivated to go to school, also interruption in sports, that goes like for coordination, not being able to focus, and even losing the actual motivation to continue attending to school. We are targeting those adolescents ages from 12 to 18. And in the following slide, you'll be seeing that we were actually focusing more on those of ages of 12. So we want to target adolescents when they're young so we can actually educate them and prevent them from consuming drugs and alcohol in the future.
So what did we do to make the situation better? So we reached out to Ben Benavides Elementary School to arrange a meeting for all their 6th grade classes on Monday, May 17, 2021, through a virtual Zoom room to educate them on the consequences and effects of consuming alcohol and drugs and how it can affect their academic performance. Even though this was a topic that was controversial, we made a disclaimer if anyone was not comfortable with the topic, they were welcome to leave. All 66 participants ended up staying and were participating throughout the presentation, so it was a great turnout.
We asked our high school students to take a survey where they were asked about common questions of alcohol and drug use. On the top left, as you guys can see, we asked our students if they ever thought consuming alcohol. The 67.3% said yes, and the 32.7% said no. Now, on the top right, we asked if their friends use drugs. The 38.5% said no, the 30.8% said that they don't know, and the 25% said yes. In the bottom left, we asked if drinking alcohol or consuming drugs can have a negative effect in your academic performance. The 51.9% says yes, the 13.5% says no, and the 34.6% said maybe. And finally, in the bottom right, we asked the students if they ever had an access to alcohol at home. The 76.9% said no, and the 23.1% said yes. We gave our 6th grade students a quiz about our topic to assure they were paying attention. To the top 3 students that scored 100%, they were given a $5 Starbucks gift card.
So for the following presentation, we're going to be showing you the exact presentation that we showed our 6th grade students. And it is just to let you know what it is that we educated them on and what topics were covered.
We wanted to educate the adolescents of the ages 12 to 17 because they are the ones who seem more interested in drinking alcohol and consuming drugs because of others pressuring and influencing them. By using these substances, it makes a huge impact in their health and it can affect their brain development as they are still growing. People from the ages 12 to 20 consume 1/10 of all the alcohol consumed in the United States, even though it is illegal.
So what exactly are drugs and alcohol? Well, drugs are a substance that can affect a person's physical or mental state. That goes from the way they feel, act, understand, or are able to use their senses. And that is because the way drugs affect the brain. So the top used drugs in the United States by teens are marijuana, cigarettes, and prescription drugs. And according to a study, half of our high school students have tried marijuana, and 4 out of 10 high schoolers try cigarettes. For alcohol, it is a substance that affects the nervous system, so it can affect the way someone does a certain task. It could slower the way they do it, so it really makes you need more attention for a certain skill that you're going to be performing. And you can see here the most common used alcohol or drink alcohol is of course liquor, beer, and infused with sugar. And they're the typical drinks that you see there at a party or at a club. And 2/3 of 12th grade students have reported trying alcohol by the time they end high school. And in the US alone, 78% of teens do report having already consumed alcohol. What are the causes of consuming? So, why are our adolescents so interested in consuming drugs and drinking alcohol? Well, we have the number one, which is of course peer pressure. If you go to a party and you have your friends who maybe not even be your real friends, and they're pressuring you to drink, and popular media. So we have things such as TV shows, advertisements, anything that can influence young adolescents to drink. We have escaping, self-medicating, boredom. So out of curiosity, adolescents just want to have a different experience, and they they turn to drugs and alcohol since it is one of the things that is well known to give you a different feeling. We have rebellion, attention, lack of gratification, the lack of confidence, shyness, and insecurity. So that would pretty much tie up with peer pressure, and it would be an adolescent who's trying to either fit in or look cool along with their friends. So they just turn to drinking because they think that it is what they are what they need to fit in with the crowd or to be with their friends. And we also have misinformation, so lack of education that they're not given. So if they're not informed well, if they don't know the consequences and what can come out of drinking, it could really become an issue. And that's exactly why we decided to make this presentation so we can help educate our young adolescents.
Now in the following videos, we're going to show you a sample of peer pressure, also to let you guys know that we created these video clips.
Lucy hasn't arrived yet. Yeah, I know. She's missing out. Wait, she's over there. Look. Lucy, over here. Hey guys, sorry it took long. I ran into traffic. It's fine. Just go get you a drink. Oh no, that's okay. I don't drink. Are you kidding? You at least have to take a shot. That's why we came. Yeah, you're not scared to drink, are you? If I say I am, they won't be my friends anymore. Of course not. Let's get a drink. Alright, here, take mine. I'll go get another one for me. Okay, thanks.
So as you can see, this was an example of peer pressure. And the girl, she didn't really want to drink, but of course her friends were pressuring her and telling her to take a drink. And it might have been her first time drinking, and that can affect her. Say the next day she goes to school, she might not feel well and she might not be able to focus that well in school. All right, let's continue. So what are the effects of consuming drugs and alcohol academically? Well, as you can see, we have that alcohol and drugs consequences are pretty similar. So we have the loss of motivation, that would be either not wanting to show up to class, not wanting to really attend anything, and not really paying attention to what you're doing in class. So that can obviously lead to the lowering of grades. You can also get disrupted and be unable to study and focus, getting tied up again with receiving a lower grade. And you also get less coordination. So if you're in a sport, you wouldn't be able to perform to the best of your ability. An example of that would be if you're in a basketball team, you're not going to be able to aim too well, and you might miss the 1 point that can make your team win. For drugs, again, they're almost very similar. So you have the skipping or missing of classes, loss of interest in any activity really that you used to be very interested in, and now you just don't have the motivation to keep doing it. You also have poor memory. So, you're not going to be able to remember all of the material you're supposed to be learning in class, and it can affect you in your grades. If you have poor memory, you won't be able to learn all your material, and it will be affecting you in class and overall your grades. And with that lack of motivation, you might even not really pay attention to your career. You won't be interested in continuing school.
Watch this quick scenario about how drugs and alcohol affects your academic performance.
I sure hope no one sees me using my vape pen. Hopefully it makes the headache from drinking last night go away. Just great. Beatrice, you're late. Whatever. Okay, class, today we are going to be taking an exam related to yesterday's homework. Yesterday? What did I do yesterday? Right. I still have a headache. My vape pen didn't help. I don't understand any of these questions. I haven't had any motivations at all since I woke up. And I can't remember everything I did yesterday. Oh my, I think I'm gonna be sick. Beatrice, where are you going? If you exit the classroom, you will get a 0 on your exam. Beatrice. I regret drinking last night. Well, you have not received a 0 for your... What? That is so unfair. You know what? I don't care. I'm going home. I don't care about school anyways. I just need a cigarette and I'll feel a lot more relaxed. And I won't have to worry about all these life problems. I don't think I'll be able to hang out today. I feel sick and I have a headache from drinking last night. Plus, I failed my test, so I won't be able to go out. Yeah, me too.
By consuming drugs and alcohol, it can affect the organs in various ways. For example, it can affect the development in the brain, causing lifelong brain damage. And there is a chance that an adolescent may develop depression. It makes you lose focus and damages your memory. Also, lungs will not be fully developed at a young age, and by using them constantly, It can cause a lot of damage to the respiratory system and may cause lung disease over time. Your heart is another important organ that will be extremely affected with drugs and alcohol. It can cause you to have an irregular heartbeat, which will increase the chances of having strokes and heart attacks. Consuming alcohol can affect your liver by causing you to have cirrhosis, cutting your life expectancy short.
So as you can see, having damaged organ does make a huge impact in the way you perform academically. So here we have a quick picture. And as you can see, healthier organs do look a lot better. You can see to the right, we have the damaged organs. They're a lot smaller, they're not fully developed, or they're either a different color of how damaged they are. So additionally to the consequences of consuming drugs and alcohol, other than those of affecting the academic performance of adolescents and health with organs, you have unwanted gain weight. So that would be due to the ingredients that alcohol has. And if you consume alcohol and drive, you're more likely to get into car accidents. And according to studies, consuming alcohol does bring more suicides and homicides. The consumption of drugs, you're more likely to fall into addiction if you do drugs. So, and you also have changes in eating and sleeping. And in young adolescents, you're more prone to unwanted pregnancies and also to the transmission of STDs. And all these effects here, they're a contribution to the #1 cause of adolescent death, which would be unwanted, unintentional deaths. And that is one thing that we did learn in the Health Youth Corp in one of our meetings. And so we decided to add this part in here to our presentation.
So for the prevention of consuming alcohol and drugs, there is ways that both parents and adolescents can prevent the use of drugs and alcohol. Parents can drink less in front of children. They might not want to influence them, but at a young age, they are interested in doing what others do. Parents can watch over the children more and try and keep parties to a minimum. They can keep movies, TV shows, advertisements, all influencing drugs and alcohol away from the children. Also, they can educate adolescents of all the consequences that come with drugs and alcohol. Adolescents can prevent this by watching who they are around, people who pressure them into doing drugs and are not friends. And when at parties, they should watch over their cup for unwanted substances that others may put in there.
So here we do have the survey that we shared out with our high school students. And we have the QR code there in case you would like to scan it and take a look at the questions that we asked our students. And this is the quiz. We also have another QR code if you would like to scan that. And it is a quiz that we shared out to our 6th grade students so that to see and make sure that they were focusing throughout the presentation. And that would be the end of our presentation. Here on the corner, we do have another QR code for you guys. And that one, you guys can scan that and you guys could give us an evaluation of our PowerPoint.
Good job, girls. At this point, do you have any questions for us, Dave?
No, that was good. That was really, really well put together. I liked it. I found it, when I was looking at the results, it was, I don't know, did you find it interesting? It said like 25% had tried drugs. It was like way more than like that had tried alcohol. Or friends they knew like their friends had done it. That was interesting to see. And then, but like half of them like said they knew it was bad, or more than half were like, we know it's bad, but we still do it. And then just like a question for you guys, like how much do you think, I know there's like peer pressure and like maybe what they see on TV, how much do you think social media plays a role in that? Like what they might see on Instagram or TikTok or something? Like what do you think that plays a role in increasing like the chances to do or participate in these like risky behaviors or unhealthy behaviors? Just like a thought, like what do you guys think?
I think it
that
definitely.
Oh,
Go ahead, Aisa.
I believe that it does influence them with social media because the influencing part, they see others doing it and it makes them interested into it and wanting to try it out.
Yeah, and is it maybe harder for like parents to control that? Because I feel like now everyone, like you have your phone, you can get on there and it's easier to like hide, I guess, or like they don't, like your parents don't really know what their kids are looking at. You know what I mean? So that could be like something to a possible like avenue to talk about like responsible social media use. I don't know. I'm just talking now.
No, that's actually a very great topic. Yeah, we can actually add that in there because we do plan on going to different elementary schools and educating more of our sixth graders here at Parlier. So that's a great topic we should add.
Oh, awesome. Right on.
Well, thank you, Jason, for joining our presentation, and I guess we have another one at 3:30.
Yeah, and the next one starts in like 3 minutes. So hopefully some people jump on. I'm gonna go check out another one. So thank you guys. That was awesome. Nice work.
Thank you.
And I'll take that. I'll do that evaluation. I scan the QR code, and I'll do that for you guys. All right. Have a good one.
Thank you for coming.